this we're in this gold buy right now. I'm sorry if you didn't catch the entry. If you haven't caught the entry and you need to join my Discord. You need to join my Telegram. You need to join my groups, my paid groups, whatever. You need to join everything. Just join it. Message me and we can talk about whatever you want to join. But I already gave this breakdown to every single person yesterday in the free VIP area. Literally explaining, sorry, in not in the free VIP area. I gave this explanation to everybody that's already got Neo reloaded. I did a Zoom call yesterday, and this is why you can see all of these things on my chart that I drew out. So if I get rid of Neo quickly, boom, you can see that all of this that I drew out was given away in the free live version mentorship Zoom call. I'm obviously going to be charging for that, but I want people to understand why it benefits you. What we were waiting for is gold to break through this level here, which was a 4-hour resistance. Right now, you should be in gold. Your stop loss should be below this low right over here. So your stop loss should be 5166. That's where your stop loss should be. Your entry would be at 5220. Again, if you haven't entered, I'm sorry, you can still enter, but it might pull back a little. You're just gonna have to ride the wave. Currently, we're at a daily resistance, which is 5226. So we have to be careful with that. Price could push back from there. This is a strong. These levels are very strong based on the system that I created, which I like to call the internal breakup structure. So the internal BOS. The reason we're in gold right now compared to any other day, again, is because we either are going to get the break of structure happening, and then we're going to look for our entries when we get a velocity surge, or we place our entries waiting for the velocity surge. But sometimes what happens is you get the velocity surge first before you get the break of structure. I explained this again in that live mentorship trading yesterday. And basically, me explaining that yesterday is that you can get either or. So I'm still working on that to code it into Neo perfectly for us, but we can see it all, and I teach you all how to spot it anyway. Again, that's the whole point of the live mentorships here. Boom. Another thing you can see here that's beautiful. So, in fact, let's go through this first. So, you might be saying to me, okay, but John, how did you know gold was buying now? I kid you not, people. This is why Neo is so beautiful and why I urge every single person that does watch this to get Neo. Boom. So you can see over here, if I go to my alerts, Neo, we have something set up in there for surge alerts. And Neo showed me this surge alert. I kid you not, people, I was in bed. I was literally just in bed thinking I'm not even going to trade today. I was in bed. I got this surge alert because we're waiting for gold to do a move. I said, okay, let me check what gold's doing. Obviously, it's been giving me surge alerts through the day, as you can see in that group, based on all the pairs that I've got the Neo velocity surges watching. You might ask me, what is the surge alerts? What I just explained before is that basically we have two things here. So we have GC, which is gold futures, is basically pushing up right now. So if we go to GC, it'll be pushing up, and Dixie right now, yeah, should be pushing down. So that is XAU USD. So basically, XAU is GC and USD is Dixie. So if this is pushing down and this is pushing up, that is telling us that price action is ready to do what we want it to do. So why Neo is so great? What you can see here again, this whole futures table is doing this with every single pair. You can make this bigger and you can see every single pair, literally all of the Forex majors, miners, and also I've coded the futures into this as well. So you can actually look at futures as well. So if you're a futures trader, not a Forex trader, you can actually pay attention to this. And I can add more pairs to it. If you join up, you just ask me and I should be able to eventually code it as long as the pair obviously is a futures as well. So boom, you can see here, look at this perfect thing here. You can see I'm getting more alerts down here, velocity surges. So I can clearly see that coming into NY session, the banks are obviously shifting liquidity into the market right now. They're pushing orders. And what this velocity here is showing me, this is the first time since we probably got this breakout here where we already got our first buys and a lot of us have made money and taken profits from this buy here. We can see this is the second time we're getting a velocity alert. We can see that this is a strong buy and we've got a 2.27 in this velocity alert right now. So that's telling us that GC and Dixie is pushing again. They're pushing away from each other at a +2 velocity, which is telling us that's quite a good trade. So I've set it up where you can see that like a 1.0 would just be like a weak buy or so. When it starts to get to 2.0 and etc., it becomes strong. And then when we get 3.0, it becomes a god level. So it'd be a god buy or so. And then when we get to 5.0, we start to get life changing. That's when you see huge buys or sells in the market. As you can see, there was a huge sell in the market down here. So this one would have come up as like a 5.0 velocity move. And you get these alerts whilst the trade is actually moving. You're not going to get it just at the end of this candle. what actually happens, as you can see, the market hasn't closed the next 4 hour candle, and I got my alert cert to the 4 hour, but I'm getting the alerts whilst it's moving. So I want you to know you kind of get this while the live market's moving as well, which is great. So literally, it's how I was able to spot that gold could be buying now. So I said, okay, let me pay attention to it. I saw it started to create a big engulfing candle, meaning that the velocity injection is in play. So I was like, all right, this is good. So again, we should be in this gold trade right now. This is the first entry. This one you have with low risk. You're not having this trade with high risk. The reason being is exactly what I've just explained to you. You can see how NEO gives you these breakup structures. This is not like other indicators, even though it looks the same. It's not like other indicators. What this is actually doing is reading my own mathematical structure of breakup structures, and it's the internal breakup structures in the market. Do you understand? So I work on a 2 candle pattern, and I've noticed that shows you very strong levels of where there's buy and sell orders. And again, that was one of the reasons why we never entered any gold buys yet, because we can see here there was the 2 pattern here, which was the bullish and the bearish candle, and gold is eventually breaking it. And it all of yesterday never broke this level. So we knew straight away not to get into buys on this trade. Let me just go over here and see what happens. Boom. I've noticed after when it someone said I've noticed after when it goes to hyperbolic buy, the price tends to get ready to reverse from exhaustion. Yeah, that can all be good, but we're not looking at multiple ways of trading. Let's stick to what we're looking at from the get-go. So we're not looking at reversals when it goes into hyperbolic buys, even though that can lead you up. Remember, what you're trying to do is what I've told traders for a long time, and even my own people that I know personally in real life, I can see they're doing that as well. So I'm going to speak to them about that. Don't try and always look for super sniper reversals in trading. You don't need to be profitable. Um, I get what you're saying, Grant. You understand, but what you're looking for is a super sniper reversal. So I take it for what you're saying now is that if it went to like a 5.0, we can now look to just sell gold quickly. Am I correct in saying that's what you're basically saying? Let's say it went to a 5.0 buy, you're looking for a sell after because it's going to get exhausted. Is that what you're saying? You would look for a quick sell. Is that what you mean? Okay, so if you're putting it that way, because like I said, I don't want to speak for you. I want to make sure I'm taking on board what you're saying. What Grant actually said is, I would say take some profits. Definitely so. You should be looking to take profits. Remember what I explained to you, and you will see this, guys and girls. Remember, you should be in this gold buy right now. If you're not in this gold buy right now, you missed the Zoom call. When you watch it back, that's on the trader. I understand it was impromptu, but this one is not the live mentorship just yet. I'm starting that from next month, but you can get in now and make your payments for that. But I'm just trying to show you guys and girls why this is beneficial and how you're going to make money. And it'd be wicked if we can. It'd be absolutely excellent if we can make money off this gold trade. So some of you can actually just pay for the live mentorship. But you should be in this gold buy right now. I'm saying it again so everyone can understand. You've got your entry here at 5220. You've got your stop loss at 5166. It's all written out here on the right of my chart. So you can see I'm using the tool. And the take profit levels, take profit 1 will be 529. And take profit 2 will be the next ADR level here, which would be 5227. So again, like what I've explained, you should definitely be taking profits, not only just based on what you've just said there, Grant. You've got to pay attention to this. Again, I don't know if you're up to date with the Zoom calls. I've explained many, many, many times in the last Zoom call. So this is like 6 hours worth of explanations. These internal breakup structures levels are very important. You have them already coded into NEO, and they're called the zone settings. These zone settings here are not a joke, and every single trader, regardless if you don't give a damn about NEO, you think Big John just chats rubbish, I'm still going to show you love. If you don't have this type of zone settings and are paying attention to these 2 candlestick patterns, which is a support, a resistance level will always be at a bullish bearish candle, and a support level will always be at a bearish bullish candle. So it's inverted. And what you can see instantly is where price can react. We can see right now, if I take off NEO, yeah, right now. So we go to naked gold trading. So I know some people will be like, John, you have so many indicators on your chart. Why, John? I just want to trade naked with the fan on in the corner of the room. I don't want to trade this way. All right, cool. Don't worry. It's all right. I can trade both because I taught myself. It's not that big of a deal. Just teach yourself, innit? So now look here, yeah. If we go to the daily time frame, boom. When we go to the daily time frame, we can see that what do we have over here, people? We have a a bullish bearish candle. We have a bearish bullish candle here. So that is telling us that this is a daily low that has been formed. You can see our price is buying from it. This is again why these levels are so fantastic. Because if you pay attention to it, price just pulled back into that zone, which the zone, obviously gold has got gaps right now, which is kind of annoying, but we always use the first candle. So this zone right here to the bottom of that wick is a support level from when this bullish candle closed. So this is why all price did, even though it was fake selling, all it did is go and tap back into that level and buy. They're not only support and resistance areas, this candlestick pattern, they're literally supply, demand, order blocks. Whatever you want to call it is up to you. That's on you, whatever you want to call it. But I just call them support and resistance, which are also known as buy and sell order zones. It's literally showing you order flow based on that two candlestick pattern. And if you use an order flow software separate from TradingView, I guarantee you that two candlestick pattern will show you some magical stuff because I've checked it myself. Yeah. Boom. So now, anyway, if you go here, we can obviously see what gold did is it broke out and bought. And where did it buy? It bought through this one here. I don't know why have we got so many gaps in gold right now. This is just ridiculous. And I'm on a wander as well. This is ridiculous. But look here, boom. So we're going to go to the top of this one. So gold obviously went daily bullish from here. This was a break and retest area that gold could go towards. So we can see from this, we already got the straight continuation of the buy because we had a daily break of structure right there. And this was the order area for break, retest, and continuations of buys, okay? Now, we can obviously see that gold had on Monday broken this one, which is this area here. Boom. Oh, sorry. Which is this area over here. Boom. Right here. And look what happened. This is how I was able to get my buy continuation on Tuesday. So as soon as it went back into this area and it started tapping into here, this was again a daily break of structure where we know where buy orders can be resting because the two candlestick pattern. So price went back into this area. And when it did, I gave this trade out to every single person in Discord, Telegram, YouTube. I gave it out everywhere. So if you didn't catch the trade, that's on you. You want to catch these trades, join my group. Stop cheating on me with all these other mentors. Come and join this side. Yeah. Boom. So right there was where it tapped in. And this is why I gave out this trade. This was a fantastic trade because we caught this buy going up here straight away. Now, obviously, I took partial profits because I know gold might not just go straight away and buy up. There was reasons for this. When I go down to the lower time frame, you will see. So gold was on this level here based on this two candlestick pattern over here. We caught this buy. Now, I was taking partial profits as the market was moving up. Boom. We go back down to the 4-hour time frame now. When we go back down to the 4-hour time frame, what do we see here? Now, when we were catching these buys, we had to wait for gold to break through this two candlestick pattern, bullish, bearish, meaning there's a 4-hour resistance here. You can see how price rejected off of this level right here before breaking through. So as soon as price got to this level here, I'm like, okay, cool, this is great. But what is stopping price action here at the moment, which again, Neil has all of this coded for you. So you can see there is a FVG at this level as well. There was an FVG here. So price still even broke that FVG. But we know that, okay, at this point, we had things that were blocking. Remember, I've caught the retest on the daily here, but there's a 4-hour resistance here. So the question that Grant just said, or with the answers he gave, is that, okay, we can look for this because of the singularity and the velocity is it's gone so high, so it might pull back, take profits. But also, if you use it just with structure, that's why I took off Neo. You already know when price gets to this point, it's either going to break and close above there for possible buy continuations. So that would be a 4-hour break of structure. Or what it could do when it gets there is it could resist that area. It could actually fail to break this area, literally. Do you understand? So you're going to take your partial profits, and that's what I did. Now, where's the next area it could have done that? Based on the 4-hour, hold on. Say is my connection back, people? Can you hear me? Is my connection back? Is my connection back? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Yeah. Okay, cool. So again, based on the 4-hour, yeah, we can see straight away over here, boom. What can we see, guys and girls? We can see that we have the two candlestick pattern here. So I know as soon as price comes to this level, again, this is somewhere else I could be looking to break even my trade or take partial profits. So I already know that price has to do like what it's trying to do now. You can see it's struggling to break this area. We're pulling back. But remember, like what I've told you, this isn't only a 4-hour resistance now. This is a daily resistance as well. So it's double. So obviously it's going to be harder for price to break this level. So look how funny it is because we can see what price is doing. Great. Yeah, great. But we've got 19 minutes before the 4 hour candle closes, and we need that 4 hour candle to close above 5205. We need this 4 hour candle right here to close above 5205. And that gives us an indication that price is creating bullish structure. So another 4 hour higher low has been formed for this buy trend that we can see has started from this low here and the continuation. So we have a higher low here, we'll have a higher low that did form here, and we have another higher low that formed here. Again, everyone I just said is the candlestick formation. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, and bullish. Let me go to the question and see what's happening. Yeah, so Grant just said buyers showed their demand, so that's true. So now this is what we're waiting on. So you see what's happened here. So what's happening here is price action obviously has reacted to this level. Now this doesn't mean this is a losing trade just yet. Obviously, this trade can go back and pull back down. But if this trade does go into lose, remember what I said, this is your first entry with low risk. So if anyone's entered 100 lot or whatever they've entered, that's on you. I haven't. I've entered a simple 0.10 and I'm holding that 0.10 with the profits I've got from this trade here. Do you understand? So the reason why we're seeing the reaction again is because this is a daily resistance level here. So price is struggling to break it right now, but it's still early in New York session. We haven't had stock market even open yet. That's still in another hour and 18 minutes before we get the stock market open, the full force of this possible move. And the second thing we have here is price has not sealed, it has not locked in this 4 hour bullish break of structure area to make this another 4 hour bullish break of structure. What we have is, again, you get it either or. You're going to get velocity first, and then you're going to get the break of structure, or you'll get the break of structure on the 4 hour chart and then the velocity. So it just depends either or. That's how it goes. It depends how the markets could creep, like literally like a snail creep, and make a 4 hour break of structure, and then they could use the velocity after, or they'll do it the other way around. They do the velocity, lock in the break of structure, slightly pull it back to the break of structure area, and then continue the trade. So literally that's where we are. Has anybody got any questions right now before I continue? So it's not just me speaking. Obviously, I have to speak fast because if I don't speak fast, we can just miss our entries. But I need to let you know why we're entering this trade. You understand? And what's my logic behind it. You ready, people? So any questions, please ask them now. Any questions? You got any questions? Right now, there's new members that have joined. We should be in this gold buy. So if you've joined just now, you can get in this gold buy now. We've got 17 minutes before we have more confidence and confirmation. So you should be in it now because we've got velocity, a very good velocity. For those that have joined, I don't know if they're new people or anything, but Neo shows us when pairs are moving apart from each other. I'm just going to switch back on Neo right now. So boom, switch back on Neo. And you can see as we switch back on Neo, because obviously price is pushed up and it starts going down, our velocity is getting lower. That's not a bad thing because we did have the velocity inject. So we know that there is the order flow in the market for what we're looking at the moment. Yeah, so we know that. We literally know that. So we just have to be patient. What we really want now is within the next 15 minutes, we want price to close above this. You can see here 15 minutes and 27 seconds. We want this 4 hour candle to close above this area. If it closes above this area, that's a very, very, very good indication that we should be continuing buy trades. And hopefully we can at least get a push towards ADR2 so people can make some money today. Yeah, so that would be a 1.45R trade. So at least be a 1.4 trade. Do you understand? But obviously, if we do get a super, super buy, that would be nice. You understand? We might get a gap up. So if it goes there and it closes today at ADR2, we could get a gap move like we got on Monday and it could just push it all the way to ADR3. Now look at this, yeah. So what's blocking ADR3 over here? This is what John will do. Straight away, I can go and draw my next zone here because what do we see? We see a bullish, bearish candle. So I'm just going to go from this candle here to here. Boom. So I know that where price can stop next, if it does do a super buy, and everyone's like, but where do I get out of this trade, John? Or whatever. I know the level I would be looking to either put a break even or take partial profits would be on 5368.3. Do you understand? This is what I'll be looking to because I can see that there's a 4 hour resistance here. Obviously, there's one at the top up here. There isn't a daily level here. There's a 4 hour one. So what price can do, and we've seen many times how strong these levels literally are, is price can hold these levels. So price can hold this level, and you can clearly see that is a massive 4 hour supply over here because Price did a massive sell from here. And this level has not been retested, this 4-hour supply. Literally, you might say, how would you draw your supply and demand, John? Whenever you get a break of structure, the last bullish candle before, you just cover that whole candle like this, boom, and that would be your supply. So I'm just covering the whole candle from the wick high to the wick low, the last bullish candle, because there was a 4-hour break of structure here. So where there's a 4-hour break of structure, this would be my supply level right here, boom. So there's obviously a massive supply level there. Do you understand? So what we want to see, I don't want to overcomplicate it. So this is why I don't use these other zones with supply and demand, even though I'm aware of it. I would just say that this is my definite point. So if price pushes to here, I definitely know that, hey, maybe I want to start taking partial profits. Maybe I want to put the trade in break even, because I can see automatically where price could start to react from. And I get this question a lot when people tell me, oh, but where should I buy or where should I sell from? When do I know where to take profits? Well, if you pay attention to my teachings, which I've taught this 2 years ago in my full 1 hour and a half gold strategy trading for gold trading, literally is use these zones. I show you how to draw them. I show you how it creates supply and demand from them. I show you all of that. That's a free video on YouTube for everyone to get their own knowledge on that. Literally, and I'm sure there's definitely people that have taken that strategy and just run with it. You understand? They're probably not even in the group no more. I know there's at least 2 people that are not even in the group no more that use that strategy. Do you understand? They just ran away with it, which would have been nice if they stuck around, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, so guys and girls, if you've got any questions, please let me know now. You can see here straight away, look at how beautiful this analysis table looks. Now, what I have noticed, please, if you've got questions, put it there. Obviously, I'm just talking to fill out the time right now as well. What I've noticed, if we pay attention to these 2 rows here, these 2 rows. So when I say 2 rows, I'm talking the chart from here to this one all the way across. I've noticed that when this kicks in, we tend to get continuations of trades. Now, you might be asking me, but okay, there's a lot of times it goes like that. Now, what I'm trying to see is these numbers tell you how many candles ago it either made a break of structure, a bank flow support resistance, or IFEG and FEG. But I've noticed that when you get this appearing, this row, these 2 rows going across, or every column in these 2 rows going across, this is when you start to get continuations of trades. I went over my trades and checked them. As soon as that kicks in, it's good. I've created something in Neo as well, which is the grade of trades, which I'm still just working. This is the next update that will come out. And it actually says something. So one thing I can see here straight away, it might be when this candle closes. When you get something, an A plus or an A HYD, which means HYB, sorry, which means hybrid. It basically means that you've got IFVGs and FVGs connected at the same time in the trade setup you're looking at. Do you understand? So that means that you're going to get a continuation of you've got a better chance of getting a continuation of a buy, because a lot of ICT traders, SMC, if you're trading the 1 minute all the way to whatever time frame, we all look at FVGs and IFVGs. Do you understand? So, but what I've done is I've coded it into Neo where you're going to be able to see when this happens. And when this happens, again, it will tell you it's an A plus trade, an A trade, B trade, or whatever, but it will tell you it's a hybrid. So the hybrid means, again, that you've got FVGs and IFVGs forming at the same exact time, giving you a double confluence of fair value gaps in the market. So if you're getting IFVGs and FVGs in the same direction, now if you've traded them before, you know that's kind of crazy. And this works on every time frame. What I'm saying with the analysis table, how I trade it and what I've got all my data recorded on is the 4-hour, daily, weekly. So I use the 4-hour for entry, and then I use the daily to help me with market analysis, and the weekly as well. Do you understand? But yes, you can use it in every time frame. Somebody in the group, I believe they probably used a lower time frame and they made money off of NQ. So I'm going to show you this as well. If you've got any questions, please let me know. If you're not already in this trade, you should be in this trade now. If you're joining and leaving, maybe because you think I'm just waffling, I gotta say it, then it's on you. If their people make money, they make the money today, innit? But I literally jumped out just so people could make money as well, so they can have some type of Friday profits. Boom. So hold on, let's do this now. So look at this. Let's go to GC. Boom. So if we go to the gold futures, okay, we should be seeing it buying right now. It might be slowing down because, again, the velocity slowed down. But look here, you can see gold futures is buying. If we go to Dixie, Dixie should be selling. So I'm just going to do this again. You can see gold futures is buying. Yeah. And you can see Neo even works on this because some people say, oh, but does Neo work on other things? You can see Neo is mapped out. Gold futures is also showing you this. So we can even see something funny here as well, that on the gold futures, we don't have IFEGs and FEGs as well. So this is even a way you'd be able to trade gold better if you actually go over to gold futures and you start to see the gold futures is actually showing you a good trade. So imagine these two rows were all green. Notice how they're not. This one's gray, and this one's red. I haven't changed the color on this one yet, but you get the point. It's supposed to be gray as well, basically. So imagine we had this one there and we had XAU USD. That's a super confluence because we got the futures doing the confluence with it. But our main thing here, what the Neo Futures update has done is, again, you can see this is, but it's already told us without looking on this pair, this is buying, okay? And if we go over to Dixie, Dixie should be selling, okay? So let's go over to Dixie and see. Okay, so Dixie's buying. So the fact that Dixie's buying as well is not a great sign. It's not terrible, I want you to know, guys and girls, but it's not a great sign. So we already know this why we're in this gold trade. This is, again, this is the whole point of the live mentorship, so you can learn some stuff, man. Because I know this stuff, you understand? So I'd be able to make a decision on my trade right now. So this is not the greatest thing in the world. The reason why is because you want GC to be buying and Dixie to be selling. Now, pay attention to this, though. If we go back over to XAU USD, boom, what happens now? This is why, right now, because that Dixie candle is buying, this is why the velocity right here, give me a sec, boom. This is why the velocity has started to get weaker. It hasn't, you can see velocity is live. You can see it's moving from the numbers. It moves as the market's moving because the velocity is literally reading, are the two pairs I just shown you, GC and Dixie, are they moving apart from each other? So the velocity has been getting weaker because obviously Dixie has started to buy as well. If Dixie started to just randomly sell now, this velocity is going to start getting higher. Do you understand? So this is the issue we have at the moment. So gold is not a bad trade. It's just not the strongest trade right now. Now, what will give us, so in terms of um correlation, let's call it that, yeah, it's not the strongest trade right now. In terms of market structure, we are still just waiting for gold to break above this level. So here, let me go here. Boom, I'm going to switch back off Neo so we don't have so much on the chart. Boom. So in terms of market structure, yes, it's just got to stay above this level right here, which is 5205. So if you're holding this trade and you're not going to let go of this trade, you're holding it because you're holding it literally because of structure. You're not holding it because of its correlation. Do you understand? So obviously structure is also trend because again, we're daily bullish. And now this is going to show us we're 4 hour bullish again as well. So you're holding it because of structure. But correlation is not in the strongest forms. So already because correlation is not in the strongest forms, that's the futures table that was on Neo. We're not going to get a massive buy straight away. When we start getting a massive buy, you're going to start seeing the velocity again that was on the Neo table starts to increase, telling you that now you've got structure and now you've got correlation. But let's just wait to see what happens. It's still early. This is New York pre-open. This is not, it's not the end of the day. Do you understand? I'm just showing you everything because, again, like I said, realistically, gold might not make its biggest move until another hour and 6 minutes. So I don't know if I'll be on the Zoom for that long, but I'm trying to teach every single person what's going on, and we can catch up on it. But let's just see. Boom. Anybody got any questions? There's no point sitting there. If you want to learn something, this is the whole point of my live mentorship sessions, which you can all get access to. All you have to do is message me, and I'll show you what you have to do to get access to that. Literally just let me know. Anybody got any questions? Yeah, any questions whatsoever, let me know. Oh, this is beautiful. If I show you what I just received now, people, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Who knows about trading gold and having a steak dinner? Steak lunch, sorry. You know about that, people? Let's take a picture of this. Oh, beautiful. I'll take a picture and post it in the group. It's about trading gold and having steak for lunch. Yeah, give me a second. Let me just do this. Then I post it in the group. Where we at? Where we at? Little groups. Hmm. Mhm. You know about that, people. I just posted it in the group anyway. True. All right, cool. So yeah, again, this is what we're just waiting on. We're waiting to see what happens here. So I'm still here, guys and girls. I'm just going to mute my mic while I eat some of this because again, we're just waiting on gold right now. We'll see what happens in the next 4 minutes. Yeah. If you're with me, you're with me. This is live trading. Live trading. There isn't going to be something every second. We're not scalping, but we are trying to make money. So if you're with me, you're with me. Yeah. I'm just going to mute my microphone. So I'm still here. You still chat. I'm just muting my mic. What about silver? Silver's looking strong as well. Yeah, I'm going to check silver in a second. Let me dig into some of this fine cuisine. Mhm. Mhm. So, yep, silver is looking nice. Very nice. Right. I haven't coded silver to the futures table, so we won't have velocity, unfortunately, on silver yet. Um, Hold on a sec. Let me just add. This is the Neo signal. Price never hit its entry point, but you can see the Neo signal told us to buy silver from Monday as well. I'm just going to hide this one for now. Um, let me just go here. Boom. So yeah, let's go to the daily first with silver, so you can see how you can see I haven't put nothing on silver yet, but let's do the analysis, top down analysis, so you'll know how I would do it. Mhm. So boom, straight away in silver, yes, we're looking beautiful here. We can see why silver is giving us our indication of our buy, and this is why it was a good day. I just never looked at silver. We had our daily break of structure here with this candle, and we have our daily buy orders resting here now. So now when we go back down to the 4 hour chart, yeah, we can already see how price reacted off of that level. So boom, you can obviously see that price has started to buy off of this level like this. Let's go to Friday. So Friday was here, boom, yeah. Now when we can see Friday was this candle here, boom. So this was going into Friday. What did we have here? Look, boom. Let's go here. So you can see it's doing the same as that thing here. And this is what I said, we're getting the velocity before we're getting the break of structure. The 4 hour break of structure was here. Here. Boom. Right, yeah. Yeah, boom. So you can see it's doing the same thing, but look what happened here, guys and girls. This is why I say this is what I'm trying to teach you so you can understand how to use market analysis with Neo as well, just to help you. So, boom, we had our daily break of structure here. So we know there's daily buys resting in this gray area. Yeah. Now, when we come into Friday, all that's happened is prices just literally broke up, retested it. Why is this? Look, if what I'm teaching you with this structure and these zones makes no sense, why are we getting the buy injection off of that level? Do you understand? And you don't have to worry now because you can see, obviously not with silver because it's not coded yet, but when it goes to these levels, yeah, you can literally see people. You can literally see that these levels hold orders. This is why I said no matter what software you use, especially if it's order flow software, these zones will actually show you where if you get order flow recognition on other softwares and you looked at these zones when you're trading view analysis, you will know that if you see that there's a heat map at that level, why is there a heat map there? There's a heat map there for continuations because why? It's a daily break of structure area. Do you understand? So boom, we're seeing it. So yeah, this is a confirmed buy trade as well. So silver, you could definitely get into this one. Let me switch on Neo first quickly. Hold on. Let's go here. Switch on Neo before I do. Ground, you didn't let me eat my food, man. You don't want me to eat my food, no, ground. You want my food to get cold. Yeah. Look, see, you see Neo automatically tells you the breaker structures. Boom, breaker structure. So right now, I don't trade silver all the time. I very much don't. But I'm just look at the two columns as well. You see, it's got that same beautiful sync. Look. This one's even better because the break. We'll go to silver, gold again in a bit, but look at it. Can you see? Look at the chart and the daily rows and columns. Look at them, all green. Great indication. So based on what we've seen from the daily to even what we see here, again, unfortunately, I don't have the velocity coded in. Um, boom. So if you're going to get in silver, you can get in silver here. Now, your stop loss, ideally, it could be below this level here. Boom. So this is where it could be here, right here. So right here on silver, and then you go 1 to 3. So we're going to just take it up to this ADR level here. So this is a silver possible buy trade as well. We'll get in here, like hit this one. So this is a silver signal I'm giving you right now. So your entry is 92151. Silver's numbers are a bit weird, but it should be like 9215110. And your stop loss will be at 88.96357. And then it's all over here on the right of the screen, people. This is what I'm looking at. Look, here's your take profit. Here's your entry, and here's your stop loss. I'm just gonna go over here. Oops. Yeah, I'm trying to get these gains, man. I've got to eat a steak. Oh my God, this steak is tasting good. Oh, oh, soft. It's so soft, it's silky. This steak is very silky, bro. Well, if you guys could eat this steak right now, oh my God. Yeah, baby. I want the steak like this every time. You know, this steak, whoa. This steak is, oh God. Yeah, let's go back over to gold now anyway. But yeah, this is a silver signal as well. There's only one thing I have here with stop loss because I just jumped on it straight away. Now, you've got your stop loss at this level here, the last bearish bullish candle. But if you do decide to hold it, let's say it does go negative randomly, your next one will be down this level here where this bearish bullish candle is, bearish bullish. So your stop loss will be, your secondary stop loss can be at 8522647 down there. But ideally for us to get a better risk to reward, yes, I'd love to keep our stop loss here below this bearish bullish candle low. Let's go back over to gold now anyway. Oh, what's that? Oh, let's go back over to gold. Let's see what gold is doing. Yep, so hopefully we should be seeing continuation from gold. We're still holding the buy right now. I'm in profit. You should all be in profit as well. I know it's not much profit, but you should all be in profits as well. Okay, whilst we just wait, I'm just going to mute the microphone. So if anyone says is anything happening or whatever, just let them know. I'm just eating this steak. I want to eat this steak before it gets cold. But I'm here with you. I'm just muting the microphone, okay? I'm still here, people. I'm just eating my steak, so you know. All right, people, I'm back. I'm back. So, that was a beautiful, beautiful lunch. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was beautiful. All right, cool. So, let's go into this. I'm just going to check some other things quickly because I can see we've got loads of surge alerts. So let's even just go over to the pairs whilst we're here. Check some surge alerts. Oof, look at that. Look at that USDCHF. Look at that right there. So we had a surge alert right from here. There might have been other ones, but you can see that we just had a surge alert before this little cell here. But again, look, can you see? Look, pay attention to how this looks, the analysis table. Look at this as well, velocity. You see? So this is why having it. You can see again, this is the same thing. You wouldn't have got a break of structure until down here, but you would have got velocity alerts here. Let's even see as we look at it. I think you can segment it. Current signal. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually break it down. Boom, boom, boom. So here we had a velocity surge alert at right here at 10, 10, 9, 10:30, sorry. So that would have been boom, boom, boom. What was that? So that would have been during this candle's movement. We had a velocity surge alert here, right here. Boom. So you had a setup happening for you before you had this drop as well. Just so you guys and girls know, because sorry, at this no, sorry, my bad. It was this candle. Makes sense, my bad. So it was here. So as this candle was moving down, you had a velocity surge. So you had, just like what we saw on gold now, you had the velocity surge telling you that it could be pushing itself down towards this break of structure here. See, so you had this setup actually appearing. And you see how this is why I built Neo this way. Because I said to myself, I was like, hold on, the best thing that we want to know is that, okay, we can have all of our trading strategies, but we actually want to know when this is happening. One pair is going up and the other pair is going down. So you can see now, look, let's pay attention to this one just so you guys and girls can get this better, the idea of it. This should be happening this time. So we're going to go over to, remember the dollar's buying right now. That's what it needs to be doing. But when we go over to Dixie, not Dixie, when we go over to 6S, so look what I'm going to do. Boom. I'm going to go 6S. This should be selling. Oops. What's that? G. Let's wait for it to appear. Boom. When we go over to the Swiss franc futures, it should be selling. I'm sorry, hold on. No, it's buying. My bad. So yeah, it's buying, but the dollar's not buying. Now, let me break this down because I don't want it to seem like I'm just talking crazy. Yeah. What happens with it? This is the more advanced learning of it because I've researched this as well. And I've said this before in the group. Now, even if two pairs are buying together, because not always are they going to be selling from each other, sometimes two pairs are buying, yeah, at the same time. It's not a terrible thing. I want you to know this. What it means, what it's trying to do, and what's happening here with this is it's which one is buying stronger. That's what it is. So if the dollar is weaker, it's technically telling you that, oh, this one, even if you get a move like this, it's because this one is buying stronger. Do you understand? So when we go over to USD CHF, okay, we got this one buying, but now basically the dollar is selling weak, if that makes sense. It's not buying strong, it's selling weak. If the dollar was buying stronger than CHF, then we wouldn't be seeing what the move we're seeing on USD CHF right now, the sell. Do you understand? So it gets a bit more complicated that way. And this is why you can see I didn't even bother to even start teaching people the strategy of that. I'm just trying to let you know the logic. I didn't even bother to teach them. I just made Neo do all of it for you because, again, it's just long-winded trying to work out which one's buying and how much buy. It's just a bit stupid or whatever it is. Yeah, of course. And exactly that. What Grant said is that both currencies can be strong while trending. That's it. But all it is which one is stronger than the other. And then the other one that's the strongest will take the lead. So we can obviously see this is a huge buy. And if we go over to Dixie, let's check this. You can see Dixie starting to pull back now, which is good. We want this for gold. We want Dixie to actually sell for gold to buy. So you can see what's happening there. So now we can see how it looks. So CHF is buying, Dixie is selling. Okay. So it's giving you that push away is what I'm trying to tell you. But remember, we don't even have to stress that. I'm just trying to teach you the logic of it, but it's a little bit difficult when you start breaking it down. And I realized that that's why straight away I just built this table because this table does all of that for you. It tells you, even if they're both in the same direction, both buying or both selling, it will tell you which one is the strongest and which is the weakest, and it'll break it down. And just so people can see that, this is just a shortcut of the table. When it turns yellow, it tells you when all the strongest trades are happening. So if we go over to all these yellow pairs right now, these should be big moves. And then after that, I'll show you the big table. So if we go to GBP-CHF, you'll see there's a big move on GBP-CHF. Boom, look at that. Can you see? Remember, we were getting these alerts while looking at gold. I just wasn't looking at them for trade setups because they're not Neo trades. We trade this logic with the Neo signals. I don't just trade them by themselves. But you can see Friday was obviously the breakout day this week. Sometimes that happens because a lot of pairs just kind of didn't do too much this week. They did something. We managed to catch trades Tuesday and Wednesday. That was our profitable trading days with Neo signals. But just based on price moving, based on what I'm saying, whether they're buying together, selling together, or pulling apart, today was the day where the big breakouts happened. So look, if I go to NZD-CHF, it'll be the same thing as well. Big sell. You see, boom. So I don't have to worry. So you can see the power of it. So if it's doing it, this is why I kind of had to explain to a trader today. I said, instead of us just trading these breakouts by themselves, if it's doing it like this from just by itself, why wouldn't it be doing it if we get a Neo signal as well? So Neo already tells us the pairs to look at with the signal. Then we're just waiting for this type of movement. But you can see a lot of these pairs. This is why I said you either get the break of structure or the velocity, or you get the velocity and then the break of structure. You get it either or. But look, boom. Yeah, I noticed the same key thing though. This is something I'm seeing that's the key thing, which again I'll pay more attention to during the week. I have to just do more back testing and stuff. But look, can you see the two columns again? Can you see these two rows? Obviously, the weekly is going to be a lot stronger and harder to change into a full bullish or bearish trend because of a weekly time frame. But the daily and the 4 hour can obviously, the 4 hour will change the quickest, and the daily can change every 2 days or something like that to make it a bearish or bullish color here, is what I'm trying to tell you. So once you get a locked sync like that, so maybe at the start of the day, all of these were like this pretty much. Do you understand? Maybe the only one that wasn't there was, no, it would have been there, but it would have been an old breaker structure, bearish. You see? So that was really giving you an indication that price could sell today on this pair. So more and more. And then now, once you got that with the velocity alert, boom, now you know that this was actually a sell that can happen. So this could be something that also start to tweak into Neos. It's technically what one of the traders today was mentioning to me. How comes we're not trading this table with the buy and sell alerts before? Because Neo has buy and sell actual arrows that appears. But me seeing this could be something like, oh, these are what we can call scalp trades. You understand? And then the Neos is the swing trade. So therefore, we're going. People ask me, what about scalp trades? Well, technically, what I'm just showing you here could be it. But what I've seen is that the analysis table needs to line up, and then when you get the velocity, that's when it's a good trade. Does that make sense for everybody that's in here still? So, like I said, we already are doing the alignment with the Neo signals. But if we were just paying attention to futures movement and its velocity, and if it's a good trade or not based on how this table's lining up, then we need to make sure we also have an attention span on this table here as well. These two together, when they line up together, that's when you get a good scalp to day trade. And then when you get the Neo signal, the buy and sell signal, I've taken them off my chart, by the way, but they're there just so I have clarity for you guys. When you get the buy and sell signal and you get the velocity, then you, because the alignment is there, that's why you get a buy and sell signal. Yeah, this alignment is pretty much there again, so that's why you get them, and that's when you get a good trade. So boom, but you can see it if we go to CFJPY, should be buying CFJPY. Obviously, there was Swiss news today. It must be, but look, boom. This was a Neo signal as well from Tuesday. You can see here, look, boom. So this is a Neo signal that appeared. I just drew it out like this, right there. So this is just to show people how this works. Like, this is why I tell people that if you join this mentorship setup, yeah, there's no way you can't make money. Like, look at the table again. Look, can you see people? But now you got three. Look at this. Look, this table was literally all bullish before this buy. You understand? Like, all of you have this. All of you have this. Everyone that's in Neo has this. And you can see, look, it's saying hyper buy now because it's above 3. So, boom. Like, there's no way you guys and girls can't get some of this sauce, is what I'm trying to tell you. I just want to move this and see the break of structure. But boom, look here. So this is the idea. So now this is great. Look here. This is what I want to show you. I didn't get to show this in the last Zoom. You can see how the break of structure happened first. then you got the velocity alert. So this is what happens sometimes. So it's either or. So do you understand? What I would need to do to find out which one works better is I'd have to code it so I can see my data table and then have it that only if the 4 hour is broken with this setup, which is better, and then another one that if you get the velocity first, which is better, and then see the win rate of the pairs. I could do that. Like, I don't like people need to be a part of this source. Like, trust me, because this is crazy stuff. Because look, so this is something I did for the life-changing trades. Yeah, boom. Strict limit filter, best only entry. Yeah, boom. So the life-changing trades is coded in there, but it's not completed yet. Obviously, I'm still working on more updates, but I got other big projects coming as well, people. Like, I don't think you guys and girls even know what's happening. Like, when it comes, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, whoa. I'm working on that. I'm not only coding on TradingView no more, I'm actually coding like actual code of other things. So I'm coding into doing websites and all of this different type of stuff. I'm doing more. I've learned what I've learned from here, and I've taken it further to teach myself another skill apart from trading as well. Um, hold on. Where is it? Boom. Standard. Look, LCT trades. Now a table should appear in this bottom corner when it loads up, and just so you can see. Let's even do this as well. There you go. So you can see that. Show position table. Show box. I don't know why that's not showing us. Strict limit. Oh, best entries only. Okay. Let's switch this off. And it should put the data in there now. You'll see. Boom, 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 boom. Should do. There you go. Look, boom. So already, like I said, it's not coded properly at the moment. But you can see this is a 34% win rate it's saying at the moment. So which is not terrible. It's 1 to 3. Obviously, you have more losers than winners. But if I change, remember, these are just settings I'm changing. So this is why I'm saying that I can code things to figure out where the best win rate is. I don't have to manually do it. This is telling me out of these trades. And this is probably out of like 200 trades, 300 trades. It will tell you every single time a signal appeared, which one was better. Let me go here. If I do this now, so I'm trying to figure out which system. Remember, I'm just changing settings. So the win rate should increase on this one, I believe so, but let's check. There you go. Look at that. Now it's become a 76% win rate. Can you see? So I know obviously how it's coded and I'll work it out, but this is how I can get the data of Neo. So people will ask me, I don't need to prove to anyone if it works. Mathematically, you can make it read every single time you get one of these. Should be here somewhere. Every time you get one of these, you can see how it says life-changing trade now. It doesn't say the normal signal. Every time you get one of these, it's telling you based on the entry criteria that the best entry set to, not breakout entry, which just basically means that when price is just in the Oracle zone, um, from price being in the Oracle zone to hit and take profit free, this is a 76% win rate. Remember, guys and girls, that's at free target. That's 1 to 3R. A 76% win rate at 1 to 3R. Stop it. That's what I'm gonna say. Stop it. You understand? I haven't tweaked it properly just yet, but it's not lying. It's roughly that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not lying because it's reading all of these back in history. You understand? But I haven't finished it yet, guys and girls. Yeah, I'm trying to explain here. Grant said, repeat that. This is a 76% win rate at 1 to 3 risk to reward. 76. But I remember all of you have this on your chart, right? You have this on your Neo. But what I'm trying to explain, and I said it, I didn't want to give this part of it out yet, but we had a bug, I had to fix it, and I didn't want to remove this code to fix the bug, to give it back to you. But again, I'm saying clearly it is not, the setting is not complete. So don't trade it. When it is, obviously I'll tell you. But you can see the power of this is basically velocity trades with Neo signals combined. What I promised I'm gonna do. Do you understand? But obviously I've still got to get up through the hurdle. So imagine I'm at like I want to get to stage 10, but I'm only at stage 7. So one of the parts of the stages, the left that I've got to do is what I just explained multiple times. I need to know what is the win rate between a break of structure happening first and then the velocity, or a velocity and then the break of structure, or either or. Do you understand? So that's like stage 8 before I get to stage 10 of completion. Does that make sense? Yeah. But every single time we get these big impact trades, these yellow trades you're seeing here, or these 5.0, 4.0 trades, that is what this is telling you. I call these life-changing trades, which is LCT. So anytime you're only going to get a maximum forceful trade, it's telling you that there's literally an average of that 76% win rate at a 1 to 3 R. Why it's like that is because these trades are literally it's literally prices pulling apart from each other. It's doing it at this type of speed. It's just giving it's got FVGs, IFVGs, and everything. It looks like this table down here, the show analysis table. Do you get it? So this is why. But again, just bear with me. We'll get there. We'll probably be there by mid-March. Yeah, we'll be there. But like I said, the only reason why I haven't finished this one is because I'm coding other things that are going to benefit this. And part of that is working with another team as well. So I can get what I'm trying to do is get like an app, a platform for us, so we can actually be able to use an app. So you can use Neo on your phone, so it's more fluent in certain ways. So maybe it has certain features there for you. Trying to obviously get the website sorted, so we have a nice website as well. Trying to do a few other things that build the brand, and this is why I'm trying to do this live session thing as well, because we can always keep our trading group how we have it, but if I actually make it bigger, it will be massive. Imagine this indicator had this many people. Like, I don't think people know. So let's go here and let's go smart. There, look at them. So these people have got like 121,000 people. So let's say on average, they've got about 60,000 people that use this indicator, or let's be more realistic, 20,000. That's crazy, people. I'm telling you from now, the person I am, I know money changes people, won't say it won't, but I know my heart and who I am. There's no way if I had 20,000 people, and so a lot of people on subscriptions and everything, there is no way we're not going to have the best service possible. Like, it just can't happen because I don't do rubbish. I've never lived like that. You understand? I like to do things to the best, and I get when I'm interested and fully pushed, I do it to the best of my ability. Do you understand? So, of course, obviously, I'm going to be more busy because if I got 20,000 subs, now I've got different departments managing this and that. I'm not going to be John that just sits here all day trading with you. It's impossible because the company's growing. But I would always still keep those same morals. Do you understand? You're not just going to see me just doing mad holiday trips and then they're like, I remember when John used to give signals, but he doesn't anymore and he doesn't do this. I will take like maybe a year out at one point though, but everyone that was on the first journey, then you should all be rich as well. You understand? I do deserve a year out. I've been sweating my ass off in this, doing all this stuff, so I need to bloody have a break, man. You understand? But overall, things will be good, is what I'm trying to tell you. But you can see, compared to what I'm trying to do with the little we have in the group, the small members, if I had like 20,000 members, I'm telling you, people, this would be a flipping joke. Like, be a joke. So let's just go back over to gold quickly and see what's happening. See what's happening. If gold is trying to make us rich, gold is just stalling. Is there news in 30 minutes, guys and girls? If you're still in here with me, let me know if there's news in 30 minutes. Maybe that's what it's waiting on. I haven't even checked. I haven't checked. We need USD news to preferably be negative. Negative USD news will basically, let's just change this. Negative USD news will make gold buy, basically. So that's what we're looking for. Notice how the table is nice for us. Now, look at this now. Look how our FVGs are resetting now. Before they were like 30 something. So this is good. This is what we want to see. We're getting good movement. So we should be seeing a continuation of this gold buy. It's just really stalling at the moment. I'm just going to change my Neo settings back. But did you understand what I said with that, Grant, basically? And the life-changing trades? Like, you can see how I've increased the Neo win rate is what I'm trying to tell you, but it's not completed yet. But you can see where I'm going. The Neo win rate on average before was it's 40. So these ones, you can see how it's changed now. These ones are between 40 to 60% win rate between every single pair, 1 to 3 risk to reward. But yeah, so you get it, Grant. Yeah, he said it's all about getting the best entry for 1 to 3 risk to reward. That's exactly it. That's what I'm trying to do. Because if you've got 1 to 3 risk to reward and you've got like a 70% win rate, then come on, people. Like, literally after that, it's just money printing. It's just literally money printing. So we're already making money from Neo. But if you've got 1 to 3 risk to reward and a 70% win rate, you now get into a position where you can actually have like $200-300 in an account And within a month, you'll probably be able to change that to like $1,000, $2,000. Do you understand? In a month, because your win rate is so high. You could work out, you can start to do stuff like that. And that's what I'm trying to do. Because prop accounts are good. And you can trade Neo from when I first had it, 40 to 60% win rate, and how we're doing it now, with me kind of manually trying to boost that win rate on top of the Neo signals. Great, you can trade your prop accounts like that. But the main thing I've want is that prop accounts are good, but they've got rules. They've got stupid rules that can hold you back. That's the problem. So I'm not saying they're not bad, and I would probably have a set of prop accounts as well, more sets of props accounts in future, like how you see some people have 10 of them. I'll probably do that again in future. Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's the only way to trade, because the same $500 that you put into a live account that you buy a prop account with, you could actually flip that account to like $2,000 by the end of the month. Do you understand? You could do that. And that's not crazy. In 4 weeks, you could do that. I'm not saying in one day. I'm not saying in 1 week. I'm saying in 4 weeks, you could do that. And that's the same amount. Within that month, now you've actually got a payout. So you can withdraw $1,500. Do you understand what I'm saying? From that account, rather than having to go through the evaluation and do all of this. And that's what I'm trying to get Neo to, because we can already pass prop accounts with Neo. Cool. You understand? But it's going to have its set time, obviously, because of the win rate, 40 to 60%. It might take you 2 months, 3 months to pass. Depends on the frequency of the market moving and producing its trades, which is still calm. There's, if you're passing a proper account every 3 months, 100K, are you really going to complain with that? Because remember, you're going into a cycle of making money. So, no, you're not going to complain. But again, I want it to be beneficial for people that don't want to trade props. And I think a lot of people are like removing themselves from live trading, and I don't understand why. Because live trading, you literally got none of those rules, like no news trading, close your trade before midnight. You can only do this and only do that, and consistency rules, and um, it's just got mad rules, and you can only trade a 1.0 to a 1.05 later. And I don't. It's just stupid rules, man. So I just don't like that. And then on top of that, even if you do pass, do get payouts, they can hold your money, and they could just say, "Hey, we're not going to give you this account anyway because we don't believe your trading was proper." So at those points, what do? You understand? You can make a 10K payout, and they could just say, "Yeah, we're not paying you, bro." You're gonna cry and scream, but you don't have 10K. Whereas if you did that on your live account, now that's your money. So that's my thoughts. Like, I would still leverage prop accounts, but I would not disregard live trading. I don't think it makes sense, because you're just putting yourself in a position where you're putting your hands and your money in someone else's pocket, and they're the ones who are dictating when they pay you. Boom, 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 boom. So you can see gold actually triggered. This Neo signal actually got triggered by gold here. It's just that sometimes there is a glitch where it will appear like over here if you looked at it now, but it's not. Again, I'm gonna go back and fix those things. Like I said, I am one man trying to teach, give signals, trade people's accounts, flipping code as well at the same time. And I've got a family, obviously. I'm one man, so you have to bear with me. But I never just give Neo out and then just leave it. But you'll see it should appear here in a bit. Mine's going to be probably a little bit different, but yeah, look, boom. So the Neo signal that appeared on Monday was here. Look at the entry. Look, boom. Yeah. Now that's where the entry was. Now let's keep going forward. So it might have missed this entry still. Let's see if it did here. Let's see if it did here with this all. Okay, now so it still missed this entry here. So obviously this was where it was telling you to buy from. But like I said, gold gapped on Monday. But you see, it literally almost hit the max TP. If it never gapped on the Monday, and let's say it just pulled back a bit, we would have had our entry here, our break of structure down here somewhere. And you can see it almost hit take profit. So this just shows you, like, Neo automatically did that for you. Do you understand? Literally. Like, you didn't have to stress. We got this alert. You could have even technically entered here, but it wasn't the greatest. I wouldn't. That's why I never did. Literally. But yeah, it just shows you people that Neo, how it works. Tells you everything. Anybody got any questions while we're here? So we're not just sitting around, because yeah, this is the thing with live calls, and why I said to people that obviously I know I don't scalp, but this is live session trading. Like, you just gotta wait for it. Sometimes it's gonna be aggressive, sometimes it won't. So you gotta wait. I'm trying to wait for 3 o'clock to see if there's any news. Let's see. See if we get some movement. Bum, bum, bum. I'm just checking news on my phone now. Friday. Okay, so yeah, USD news was positive. That's why gold is stalling at the moment. That was news that happened an hour ago. We still got Chicago PMI, which is median impact in 5 minutes. This one's in 5 minutes and full 13 seconds. Yeah, there isn't really that much news after this, so we might not get a massive move from gold. Just so you know, guys and girls, this might be a trade we have to hold into next week. This entry. Remember, we should all have, if you close out all your positions, I'm sorry, but we should all, I did tell everyone I'm still holding. We should all have a position from gold in here, and this is our secondary entry. So, but if you did enter today, then yeah, we just got to wait for the hold. So it's probably going to be a Monday gap up again, like how it did here, maybe, or just fly Monday Asian session. But we don't have any major news. We've only got Chicago PMI and the construction spending month on, and that's within the next 15 minutes to, sorry, the next one's in 5 minutes. And then the ones after that is in at 3 p.m. So let's just see. We're going to wait for the stock market open and see what we get. So let's go check silver. We might not have anything great. Unfortunately, there isn't no crazy news today. Yep, there was CHF news. That's why CHF started going crazy. So the CHF pairs went crazy. Let's go. Z Silver's pulling back to his break of structure area. So if you are in silver, you're looking at it pulling back to this area here, which is 90589. So it's probably going to pull, or it could pull back to here. Sorry, I'm disregarding this one. The break structure here, so it might start to act. This might start to have like a little bit of a pullback from here. Look how it's reacting to this level. Let's just pay attention, just so you can see these levels. You see that I'm not flying. Look at it live. These levels. What it's doing. So if it closes through this level, it wants to go to this area down here. Wants to go to this area down here. Right now, you want it. So if you're watching the trade, let's say you're in the trade from this entry. I'm not in this trade, people. Just want you to know. And like I said, it was a quick analysis trade, but hey, you got to take trades. You win or you lose, mate. This is the game. You can't just win every day. Boom. Look here. So this one here, this is how it's reacting. So this is where your safer entry would have been to enter. Even if it does lose, this is where your safer entry would be because the break and retest. We just caught the breakout because we was expecting it obviously to just keep buying, but your break and retest would be here because it's these highs here that got broken. This bullish, bearish candle high. So this was a bullish break of structure here, boom. And this is where the buy order zone are, because you can obviously see sellers are below this level, so buyers should be above this level. So here, look how it's reacting. This is why I draw these zones. This is why Neo does all of this. It draws these zones automatically for you as well, people, that I'm drawing. And it also shows you the break of structure when these zones get broken. So look, you can see here, boom. So if you was like a 1 minute trader now, you'd be smart. You'd go down to the 1 minute chart. You understand? And then now on the 1 minute chart, you'd be looking for a 1 minute break of structure, maybe an IFVG creation to confirm. So your 1 minute break of structure would be here, basically. So maybe you wanted to create an IFVG or with the break of structure, or you wanted to do something like that. Boom. Let's go to the 5 minute and see if we can see where IFVG can be created. Nope, nothing there. Boom. Your 5 minute break of structure would be up here. This one, and it breaks there. Let's go to the 15 minute and see what it looks like. Trying to create a 15-minute FVG at the moment. Your 15-minute break of structure would be up here. So you can see multiple time frames are gonna get broken when it gets to this zone here. But again, you can see, look at what it's doing. Look how it's reacting to this zone. You see why I tell you about these zones? I'm giving you free game. These zones are free game. No matter how you trade, these zones are free game. Look at that. You see how it's reacting to this exact area. So you can see you could have got your entry in here on silver. Some people probably didn't say anything in the group. It's keeping quiet. Could there another re-entry here? So what I would do when I trade sometimes is like I would put another entry here, and then I'll set the one that I have up here at this entry to break even. So when this entry buys, it takes me out. That's what I did with gold, how I was able to get that position. I entered a little bit higher on gold at first, and then I saw it went down again, and I entered in the zone, and then I waited for it to pull up. So I didn't even wait. I just put my first entry at break even and kept the bottom entry. So I'm like, okay, at least if anything, it should go back up here maybe one more time. And then let's say it just fails. So at least it'll take me out of that entry and then I've got a lower loss if it does go here. So that's not advisable for everyone. But once you get better and better at this type of trading, you know. But look what it's doing. You can see exactly what it's doing at this zone, people. Exactly. Pinpointed accuracy of order flow. You see, so it broke 15-minute structure. So that's not the best sign for this zone to hold, but it's only the 15-minute. So boom. So we'll see. But let's just see how it handles the zone. Let's go back down to the 1 minute. See if it created anything. Nope. Boom. Look on the 1 minute. That's how mad it is. This is the 1 minute zone. Look at what it did. The 1 minute zone. Can you see? So that's why we're getting the pullback. So we need it to break this zone. So this is how you could do the same type of trading, but understanding it from the smallest time frames. We need it to break this zone. So if you're just a person that trades one pair, maybe you only trade gold or NQ or whatever, when you're in the trade, because you only trade one pair, you've got more time on your hands, is what I'm saying. You can actually break down the trades properly to know if your trade is going to hold, what you should be doing, use these zones. Because now, let's just say this was, I don't know, anything. I'd be waiting for it to break above here. That gives me more confidence that it can keep going. Then once it breaks above this one, I'd go to a 5-minute chart and then say, okay, I need it to break. Maybe it creates a new 5-minute zone here. Then I say, okay, I need it to break this 5-minute zone. Then I can go to a 15-minute if it breaks that one. And then say, okay, I need it to do a break here. And then do you get the point? I'm going through my time frames to work it out. Does that make sense? Let me know if it makes sense, people. Let me know in the chat. Let me just get a Y in the chat if it makes sense, please. You see, I'm glad you're here, Nick, as well. So you can see this. Because a lot of people ask me these continuous questions like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that at the moment? But this, again, this is the whole point of these live sessions, is to show you this. So you're going to feel way more confident. You're not going to always have to think, oh, what does John think? Because you're going to know what John thinks. Because you're even going to be able to tell me, oh, John, I've checked the 1 minute, the 5-minute, and the zones here, here, and here. I'm just waiting to see if they hold these. If they don't, then it probably isn't going to be a great trade. And I'll just be able to say, yep, you're right. Do you understand? Rather than me having to go and do it, show you a chart of it, and then give it back to you. You understand? So right now, silver needs to hold this area. You really need it. If you're in this buy, it needs to hold this area. Now, it's not the end of the day because, again, the real break of structure, well, the first break of structure area, shall I say, is down here. Not this one. This is the secondary break of structure area. This is the first break of structure bullish after the bearish break. This is the first one. So the biggest orders will be resting here. So it can pull back to this area and then go off. But this is where you can consider getting an entry. So maybe if you're a person that likes to test the waters and you trade, I'm just putting in the idea so you can get it. You'd enter a 0.01 here. Then you enter 0.02 or 0.03 here. Do you understand? And again, you could do the same thing. Once you enter your 0.03 in this zone, you can now go and put your break even wherever your entry is there. The retest wick is the best time to enter. When you say retest wick, what do you mean? If it goes here and then it wicks in the zone, then your best time to enter after. Do you mean that? So are you talking about this area up here, or are you talking about the retest down here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you talking about when it creates the wick here, or what do you mean? So I know what it's saying. Look how it's reacting to the zone, people, though. Look at that. And now let's go down to the 1 minute. You're going to see a massive candle. You see? Look. Now look at it. You see? Can you see the power of it? So I want people to understand the power of it. Neo does this automatically for you, but so you can understand it. Look at the power. Boom. Now you've got your 1 minute break of structure with a possible fair value gap holding here as well. Do you understand? So if it creates a fair value gap, that's good. Now you'll go over to your 5-minute chart and you'll start to see, so where's the break of structure on the 5 minute? It could be here. Is it now bullish, bearish? No, it won't be there. I mean, bearish, bullish. So the 5-minute break of structure is still up here. Yeah, so this means gold is kicking off soon. Let's see if gold if it's moving. They don't always move together. But there was news that just happened 4 minutes ago. Remember I told you. Let's go over to gold. See what gold's doing. Oh, gold's just stacking around at the moment. So we go over to gold. What we're looking at here. Boom. I think it's just retesting this break of structure area. Let's see. Nope, it hasn't hit the break of structure yet. But we're good. So far we're good because it's creating an FEG here as well. So the FEG is basically showing you that price action is going to continue with this buy more than likely. You see gold starting to push up as well. You can see the velocity is coming back in. Again, remember, so gold has its break of structure here. This is the first break of structure. But Yusuf asked me yesterday, what about this level here? Look here, people. Where's it retested? You see? So this would have been a nice this would have been a nice entry, but we're not too far off where our entry was, lucky enough. But this would have been a nice retest entry area. We could have been looking to get our entries in from here. Yeah, that's okay, Nick. Like I said, it's completely like, remember, this is what I'm trying to get people into. I didn't enter silver, but you did. Now you entered silver, that's absolutely fine. But if it does lose, at least you know now why it possibly lost. Do you understand? Or at least you know if you had a bad entry, you get a better entry later, you know why. This is again the point of these live mentorship Zoom calls. You understand? So I want people to get into that thing. This is why when you see me lose money sometimes, I'm not pissed off. I'm not annoyed because I will know. So there's a lot of times I have lost money. When I have lost money, I've done something I shouldn't have done. Do you understand? And I go back and I'll show you guys this is what I should have waited for. But rather than me having to do all of that in text format, this is the point of Zoom call. So I could just be able to go, okay, these are the trades we're looking at today. But while we're waiting, like how we're waiting for gold to do something, I can go back and show you those trades. And you can be like, oh, okay. So I expect people to be taking notes. Obviously, if you're paying for a service, I expect them to take the notes. Do you understand? To be like, let me just make sure I look out for this. You understand? But literally, this is where our every entry would have been for gold. The only reason we didn't have this as a re-entry point right here, which is not too far from our entry anyway, is because we didn't wait for the candle to close. Obviously, that is part of the reasons why you can lose a trade. You saw that yesterday with USD CAD. I could have, if we tried to get in a velocity breakout with USD CAD yesterday, there would have been an issue. Do you understand? Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So, like I said, USD CAD tried to break out of a level, but then news came again while it was trying to break out, and it just reversed. It never closed yesterday. 1% risk. Grant says 1% risks and let the profits compound. Yeah, of course, Grant. Why not? You understand? I've proved that with the bot trades this month. The automation bot trades with Neo, which you can join that group. Just got to let me know. The automation bot trades, yeah, I'm trying to make a service for everyone. You've got automation bot trades where we trade with low risk in that account. So I will trade every single person's account. Basically, the bot does, but I'm managing it, is what I mean. Basically, it's low risk. I'm trying to push it to 6% per week. But at the same time, I'm not trying to do something silly where it just blows up the accounts or does something stupid. So obviously, I'm aiming for 6% a week. But if I don't, then obviously I fall short. But even if I got that 6% in the month, just so people can be again transparency, it's still very good because obviously if you're making percentage every single month, it's the compound effect which Grant is speaking about there. You're not negative, you're compounding, and that's still compounding faster than you can put unless you put like £1 million in like a savings account. You're going to be getting more return on your investment just putting that money in that account. Do you understand? Like you don't have to start with $500 in that account. You can put $10,000 in there if you want, people. It's up to you. But I say you can put $10,000 knowing that I'm not going to be trading, basically putting the settings on the bot to trade a flipping 20% risk on your trade. Like even when we was negative on the accounts, I was negative by like, I'm trying to think here. Because I took two losses at first. I was negative by like $10 on $500. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're not looking at the account thinking John's lost the trade again, aka the bot, because it's the bot. But obviously people will look at me, they're not going to be thinking John's lost the trade because it's $10. You're not going to cry if you lost $10 on $500 worth of capital investment. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So you can feel comfortable putting $10,000 in there. So I've set mine up to a 100K prop account. The 100K prop account is at $3,000 profit compared to somebody else's investment That's like 20 or $30 profit so far. Do you understand? So yeah, but like I said, I don't want to put other people's prop accounts on the bot because again, I don't want to be reliable. I don't want to be responsible, sorry, for breaking any rules. Remember, there's news trading rules, there's holding overnight rules, there's holding over the weekend rules, there's consistency rules with prop accounts. I'm not going to monitor every single person's management of that because that's just too much work. You understand? It's impossible for me to say, okay, only bot should trade this one and that one and then this one and then that's too much work, right? So this is why I said if you just put live capital in there, it's very easy, no rules, boom. I can just manage it a lot easier. So I'll know when to just exit the trade on the bot, let the bot enter, put a filter on the bot. You get what I'm saying? To do this and that. It's just simple. But yeah, it's all doable, people. Hopefully the New York Stock Exchange gives us something soon. Where are we at? Hold on. So right now I'm currently in profits on this gold trade. Not that much, only $50, but it's something. Like I said, I'm already in. The bottom entry is up 700, so this one's up like 40 to 50. So I'm not sweating it right now. Yeah, I'm not sweating it right now. Like I said, I've tried to, be fantastic. I've got us at one entry, then a re-entry. I don't usually give out two gold signals in a week. So if we do manage to get this nice little breakout, it'd be sick if we can get a breakout to ADR two today. That'll be a fantastic week for gold trading, especially me being able to show it live on the second entry. Be fantastic. But like I said, there isn't a lot of momentum in the market as we stand on the 4 hour. You can see the momentum now is going what negative 1.13. So that's not a great sign. That's basically telling us right now there is no buys. There's no bank buy orders right now. There is no bank buy orders. It's very slow. So we have to patiently wait. This is what it's telling us. Like I said, we'll wait for 3 o'clock till 3 o'clock and give it a few minutes. Let's see what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Let's just see. Anybody got any questions? If you got any questions, let me know. Let's see what USD JPY is doing. I came out of this trade, but this was a trade. USD JPY. Yep, still holding. So if you were still holding USD JPY, you'd still be in profit. This was a signal from Tuesday. And this is one that happened with the velocity alert first before the break of structure. It was here. No, actually, the break, yeah, no, it was correct. Sorry, my bad. It was the break of structure first. The break of structure on Tuesday happened here. Boom. And then the velocity came in with this candle. So I saw this trade set up here and everything was good. And then give me 1 second, people. All right, so yeah, USD JPY, as I was trying to explain, boom, Tuesday, you can see you had your break of structure first. Then you were probably getting velocity surges from here. Let's even see if I go over to my this and I go over to here and I go over to current symbol. Let's do this. USD JPY, no triggers. There must have been triggers. That's weird. Definitely triggers on USD JPY. Don't know why that's happening. Maybe it's only trying to pick it up for today. Let's go on Tuesday. I've never gone too far back. This is Tuesday, yeah, boom, here we go. So Tuesday, you can see there was velocity alert at 1 in the morning, which would have been this candle. And then let's see if we get another one, two, boom. So after this candle closed, you can see we're getting velocity alerts here. Okay, you see? So this was your indication. So you would have the break of structure, then the velocity alerts coming in here straight away for this buy continuation that could be happening. Can you see? Boom. And then obviously you got another one here. Later on, you'll see there'll be one during London session. We go up. Should be another one. Okay. Don't know why that's not coming out. Okay, there was at least two anyway, but the one that gave me the identification was should have been. I think it was the fact that this one here happened here. Boom. There might be another one, but you get my point, people. You had the break of structure and the velocity alert. So literally, that told you have a break of structure, you have velocity. Get ready to take this trade because you got your break of structure. So you know what price should do is it should hold this area, and that's what it did. Boom. Can you see? Look how even what it did is it broke out a bit with the velocity, pulled back to the buy area, continued. You see, it just does the same thing. This is why I say these areas are crazy. And I want people to really take it on board. Look at this one. Boom. Break structure area. Price just pulls back to it. Next injection. Boom. Do you understand? Straight away. So this is once you master this over time, you're going to be able to know when you can even re-enter pairs. So you can have a position here and a position here. You understand? Let's go back over to gold. It is 3 o'clock now. Come on, gold. Be nice to us. Be nice. Be nice. Oh, gold is just being a slow poke today. Just being a slow poke. Well, there's nothing much we can do now. At least we've got an entry point pivoted. We'll see what happens with the movement of it, but there's not really much we can do. We'll see. I'm going to give it another like 15 minutes. You're already up on silver. Nice, Nick. So Nick's already in the retest entry of silver. Live. This is all live, people. So I want people to know. Please, when you go back into the group, if you can explain that, Nick. Let's say the trade does win. Let's go back into silver. Yep, you can see how silver has just reacted from that zone. So you can see you don't have to have a FOMO when the breakout happens sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Yes, it will just break out sometimes and keep flying, 100%. But you have to be realistic, especially where the candle closure is on the 4 hour. Look how this would have been our better entry. We didn't have terrible, we're not terrible from there, but this would have been our better entry. Can you see? Literally. So this would have been better. Yes, it might even still pull back, but at least you had a bit less of a loss from this area. So this is where our entry should have been. Boom. And then if you go to, let's go to the 1 minute on silver, just to show you. You can see here, look at this. So you see the 1 minute break of structure that happened here with the FVG. Boom. Can you see? Beautiful. So you had your FVG there, your 1 minute break of structure. Can you see? Boom. So this was your getting of the trade. Can you see from here? So if you went down, this is what I'm trying to tell people. People ask me, can you scalp on the end of everything? You can, but you've got to really learn what I have to teach more because I'm not going to create a strategy on it. It's better for me to just show you because I don't do it. So I don't need to, I'm not going to start trading everything. It don't make sense because I might as well trade what this guy's doing and what that guy's doing and what this guy is pointless. Sorry, people. If you have a strategy, you might as well stick to your strategy that works so you can make it the best it can be. But obviously here I can just show you, look, Boom. So people would ask me, okay, how do I trade on the 1 minute with Neo? There you go. Price broke out on the 4 hour. We know everything on the higher time frame telling us buys, which you should be doing even if you're 1 minute trading. Then you go down to the 1 minute chart and you say, I'm not going to just buy from this breakout that happened up here. It's a 1 minute entry, so so I have to be a bit better. I'm going to wait for price to go back into its pullback zone. Then when I get a 1 minute break of structure, I'm going to enter the trade. Okay, I don't just want a normal 1 minute break of structure. I want to make sure this is a 1 minute break of structure with a fair value gap. Then I'm going to enter. Or if it doesn't have a fair value gap, it should have a IFVG. You understand? That is very oily neck. 91527. So you pretty much got in, yeah, from the break of structure on a 1 minute. Boom. Right there. So yeah, look at the rejection, people, just to show you why I'm telling you these zones are important. Because I get a lot of people messaging me that should I look for gold buys now, and I always say it time and time again: wait for the break of structure, wait for the zones. Because look at the break of structure, look at that rejection from that zone. Look at the rejection, people. You all saw this live. Yeah, there's no hiding here. So people don't think I don't trade live. Look at that rejection. You understand? This isn't me just coming into this trading space in 1 day. This is me learning stuff over 6 years. Imagine how many hours I've checked these charts for back and forth every day for 6 years. I don't just check the charts for 1 day. I check it 6 years. You understand, people? So that's 6 years of realizing, oh, it bounces from here. Do you understand? Or it does this. All right, cool. So let's go to gold again, because gold should be doing this, man. Why is gold being moving like gold? Look at it. Look at gold. Look at it. You dirty, dirty thing. Look at you. Be better, man. Be better, gold. We want to appreciate you, but we can't appreciate you if you're just stalling like this. But you can obviously see this. You know why it's stalling here? Why do you think it's stalling there, people? Let me see in the chat. Why do you think it's stalling? Whoever's still here with me, why do you think it's stalling? There you go. Thank you very much, Grant. Grant answered the question. It's at the sell zone high. And remember, this isn't a 4 hour one. This is a daily one. Compared to silver, silver doesn't have that. This does. So for gold to break it, it needs the push. And when it breaks it, it's going to break it. That's why I'm looking at ADR2 level for take profit. It needs to break it. But for it to do that, there's a lot. There's basically what these zones show you. This is why I said it's not just the resistance. It literally shows you order flow. You can see where order flow is resting. And the higher the time frame these zones are, the bigger the order flow is in that area. Do you understand? So we know there's a lot of sellers in the market at this level between these two levels. So there's a lot of sellers in the market between 5226 and 5238. So you can see the buyers are trying to take control. So if we go down to a lower time frame now on gold, because it has broken retested. Yeah, now let's go down to the 1 minute. So yes, this is our 1 minute break of structure here. We had one from here on gold. When's the first time it came to this level? Yeah, boom. So let's see from here. So look here, you had a break of structure, but no FVG pulled back. You had a break of structure, but no FVG. You had a break of structure and an FVG. And now notice how when this is when price started to buy up again. Yeah, we can see it's starting to buy a bit on gold. But look, now you had your FVG with your break of structure. I'm teaching you guys how to scalp, bruv. Look at this. And people, this is what I'm telling people that I don't know why you wouldn't want to pay for this service. Like, I don't know. But I can't teach you this while I'm typing in the group. It's not possible. You need to see it live. And I don't have a problem with doing lives. But again, come on, this takes a lot of time, people. Do you know how much stuff has happened in my background while I'm trying to teach you this? I've had to organize what my wife is doing. I have to make sure my son gets home safe from school because they're doing some school wars, apparently. They've basically a bunch of schools. Yeah. So this will be like high school, I believe so. Secondary. My son's 15. Yeah. So there are a bunch of schools will come together and say they're going to be putting out, they want to fight each other. It's all over London, in different boroughs in London, basically different cities. Let's call it that. So I have to make sure my son gets home safe. So this is why I say I don't mind doing live sessions, but you can't, regardless how much money I make from trading, I've got a life. You understand? So that's why I have to charge for it because, come on, man. I got to still do stuff in the background. This is taking up my private time. So you can see here, look, boom, from the FEG that created here, what happened? Gold just went up, came back, retested it, went up, failed, it went back up again, boom. Now it broke it. Okay, so when it broke it, you wait for the next one. What happens here? Boom. What do we have here? We have the same as that thing happening. Break of structure, FVG. Boom. This is why I added FVGs to the table as well. We've got the same thing here. FVG. Look, what did the price do? Price is just holding this 1 minute FVG. Can you see? Boom. And now we're getting the same thing here. So let's see if gold holds this FVG. So now we've got a break of structure here. Boom. So let's see if gold holds this one. You can see it's trying to hold it. Look what it's doing. Look. Same thing 3 times over. So for all your 1 minute traders. But look how much better that makes. So it makes sense, regardless of how you trade. And let's say you got rid of everything on Neo. You want to wait for those 4 hour zones to break, price to retest it. Then wait for the 1 minute entry break of structure with the FEG. So you wait for at least a breakout candle that creates the FEG, because don't just do it before. Wait for the FEG to form, and then boom, you wait for the retest of the FEG, or you get in on the breakout of the FEG candle. It's completely up to you how you do it. Again, I don't trade like that, so I don't need to. You understand? But you can go. I can't do everything for you. Make it work for you. Is what I'm trying to say. Make it work. Unrelated question. What about your other business? How do you find time to do all of that? So what's happened with my other businesses at the moment is that, remember, I don't do my businesses by myself. I did them with my cousin. Yeah. That's the cab business. That's the biggest other business I have. And my cousin is taking more charge of that. Obviously, I went into trading whilst already running that business. Yeah. So I was running that business. Cool. Then I've gone into trading over the years. You understand? And then obviously I've seen that trading can make way more money than that business. So I've said I want to dedicate more of my time towards trading so that eventually I can make that business bigger, but make that big business bigger in like an automation way, if that makes sense. So that means employing more staff doing this. But for you to do what you're trying to do, you obviously need more capital. One of them will be getting more cars for that business. You need more capital to get more cars. You understand? Unless you're going to be taking out a whole bunch of loans and all of this. And that's not an issue. You can do that. You can get fleets of cars from companies and get 10, 15, 20 cars. Do you understand? Look at gold as well, people. Broke it down to you. You can see from the 1 minute chart even. But yeah, so what I've decided to do is that I said, okay, I've told him to run more of that business, basically. He can run that. Yeah. And then I'll take a sit back. But that means I get less money from that business. Let's be honest. I can't do less work and get more money. Do you understand what I'm saying? It don't make sense. So I'm doing less from that. But obviously I have trading. I make money from trading. So I don't need to take as much money from that business. Long story short. So that's what it is. So it's not that I don't want to do the business anymore. I don't do it. It's just that I don't have the biggest interest in renting cars or doing car service jobs and stuff like that. Like I sometimes will even do jobs myself, but those will be VIP clients. So clients with higher status, and they're paying maybe like $500 for 6 hours or 4 hours for the day. I mean, I might make money from trading, but $500 for 4 hours worth of work, and all you got to do is drive. Not complaining. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't have to drive like 2, 3 hour journeys. Yes, overall it's 6 hours, but even in that 5, 4, 6 hours, whatever it is, I'm not. I'm not driving all the time. You understand? These are people that literally would just tell me, "Oh yeah, take me to Harrods. That's a big place where people buy expensive stuff in London." They'll say, "Take me there." And then maybe I just got to park up on the road and then wait. And then I could just talk to you guys while I'm in the car. Do you understand where I'm going from? Like, it's not that deep. It's a very simple job because remember, I own the business as well. So yeah, it's just that. So that's why I just do those on the back burner. So what I've done now is I've said, again, I've told my cousin he can run more of that. I'll take less money from that. But in the same way, obviously, something has to subsidize that. I'm not going to give all my time out, like I said, in these live sessions, and then I'm not getting paid for it. Do you understand? So yeah, it's all in due time. Literally what Grant just said there. It's all in due time. But that's what it is. I'm more interested in other things. Like I know I'm getting older, but I'm still interested in making music. I want at least to drop one album. I do feel like out of all the songs that I've made when I've made music, at least I've got a song for at least every single person. One person will love one of my songs. That's all I care. But then the core fans will like more of my songs. And I know between the catalog of like I've got like 100 songs, if not more. Um, but I know between the catalog of the songs I've got, there is no way from how I've made music. I like to call it business rap. Yeah, there is no way. There is no way on God's green earth I can't get a song that can go get viral in the UK. I just know I'm not that rubbish of a rapper. I just know. And that's not even being big headed. It's just, I know I'm good because I've been rapping since I was a little kid. So obviously I've been doing it longer than I've been doing trading. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I know I've got at least one. So I want to drop at least one album. You understand? And yeah, it's going to be crazy. And another reason why I haven't focused on music more is because I said to myself, I want to become better with trading so I'm making loads of money. Because when a big major label or somebody distributor wants to sign me for some type of deal, I don't have to take a rubbish deal because I'm desperate. A lot of artists get screwed making music because they're desperate, because obviously they can't work full-time jobs and they're trying to blow from being an artist and they need to do all of this stuff. You get gold is moving nicely for us as well, people. So it's good we can have a little segue talk. So I want to be, imagine now I'm making 50, 20 to 50K, no problem, a month from Forex. And then now I drop a music video, yeah? And music, I'm releasing music out there. Obviously, you're going to get interest. I'm going to be able to have good videos because I'm making 20, 30K a month. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to be able to market them properly and everything. Big, massive. But I'm not going to have to take a rubbish deal from a major label. I will put more than likely, and this is what I say to myself, and I'm putting it in the air, I'm going to get the biggest signing in the UK. And the reason I'm going to get the biggest signing is because I made the money before becoming an artist. You understand? A musician. So that's the whole thing, literally. But if people knew the crazy idea, if you think I've done anything with Neo, yeah, then you will know. If you know what I've done with music, yeah, just think of what I've done with Neo and what I've actually put aside for music. Like the ideas I've got, crazy. They're just crazy. You understand? But I'm not a person that's just trying to only make music. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to obviously I like the music business and what it can do. Ooh, gold is going for a dump right now. But let's see, it's going to test the 1 minute FEG. So now it's trying to make a 1 minute would it get an inversion? No, it's trying to make a 1 minute bearish FEG. So boom, boom, boom. What did the news come out as? Let's check. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Nick. That's me. So you know what I've done with my previous business. You know what I'm trying to do going forward. That's me. So don't be shocked at once we get to the higher levels that all of a sudden now I'm touring the world and stuff. You understand? The music. I know. Okay, we got a 1 minute break of structure here with a 1 minute FVG possibly happening. So we have to see this one. Yeah, right now it's just showing us there isn't much velocity. But look how sharp that reversal was. Okay, you see this whole area that it just didn't want to break this high. You see. But I want you to pay attention to these zones because this is why sometimes you'll see I'm saying I'm waiting for this. And other people might be thinking, John, you're trading so slow. But no, this is why I wait for it. Look at that rejection. It is just struggling to break this daily resistance. It's just struggling. And really and truly, the order might not be in there for this week. That's what I'm saying. We might not see a buy trade continuation this week, unfortunately. You know, we're trying to get a Friday entry. We're trying our luck. But there is no major news events today, and it's Friday. But look, there is none. Look, so we'll just see. Like, once we get a closure above here, but I would prefer to have a 4 hour candle closure above here, because then we're breaking above the 4 hour zone here. This one is a weird gap candle, but yeah, we're breaking above this zone at least. We want a 4 hour candle closure above here. You can see I'd look at the 4 hour because it's struggling. This would have been great. If we had this 4 hour here, we would have been much nicer. But we need a 4 hour candle closure above this zone. Then I could say the daily zone could go on to break. You understand? But yeah, that's kind of just me, people. That's what I'm trying to do. And then after that, just really just live life with my family and just build on businesses. But more businesses will come along as time goes on. You understand? Mine, obviously, I've got business in the car industry, which is obviously doing the rentals for cab vehicles. Um, so I've got obviously trading, and then like I said, I've got music, and then obviously I'll go into more versions of real estate as well. I want to go into as well. I'm looking at commercial real estate probably more than residential. I know there's a lot of money in commercial real estate and a lot less laws that might not screw you in terms of tenants being in there. Do you understand? So I'm looking at commercial real estate, but that is down the line because even part of it is what I said is I want to get a trading hub. So I'll be able to do this in person for people and then have certain like a whole course package where people can fly in. There'll be hotels nearby. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Where they'll be, even if they're from different countries, they'll be able to fly in. They can stay in a hotel for the week. So I work out the packages with the hotel. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, all of this stuff. Understand? There'll be events in that as well. So we're not just going to be trading. There'll be actually events. All of this will be recorded, put on YouTube as well. You understand? But that's part of the bigger process. First is getting to the 20, 30K a month. No problems. You understand? So we'll do all of those stuff. Boom, boom, boom. So instead of me even doing these live sessions, it could be like, let's say I've got that massive hub, the big building, commercial building, then people could come in person. I'd be able to do that. You understand? So they can see the market in person. You'll be able to talk to me in person. And obviously, at the same time, a live stream could be running while I'm doing it. So you wouldn't just see the chart now. You'd actually see me in the commercial building talking to everyone else. But at the same time, maybe there'll be like a segment on the live stream where you could just look at the chart, or you could see it from the view where you can see me in person explaining and breaking it down to people. But the first thing I'm going to do, once I start hitting those mad figures, people, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I need a year off, man. I need a year off, and that's not just because of trading. That's because of life. Life has hit me up in so many different angles, as it's probably hit others. I need at least a year off just to be chilled. Get into the new version of new money. When I say new money, again, if you're making 20, 30, 40,000 a month, yeah, then boom. Yeah, I definitely need recuperation. I need recuperation. You know, like if you go to a therapist and a therapist was to tell you things, I can do like this self-therapy thing for myself, and I know I need at least a year off. I need a year off where I don't have, I've always been grinding since I was a kid. You understand? Like literally, I've had to. Life has put me in that position. I've had to. You understand? So again, I don't cry about it. I just get on with it. But I know being 37 years old now and grinding from when you were a kid, that's not good psychologically for you. It makes you strong to do things, but at the same time, you could miss things in life. One of them is important is family. Do you understand, people? Family is obviously very important. Do you understand? And me going into like just being transparent, I've got a new relationship. I literally went through like a divorce. I wasn't married though, but I went through like a divorce. Obviously, if you're with someone for like 14 years, 13, 14 years, that's technically a divorce. You understand? It's a long time. You know, we were together. That's my son's mum. We were together from when we were kids. You understand? Pretty much. I was like 21 or something, and she was like 18 at the time. So, you know, being in that situation, you get it was just like it was a lot. And that's what happened to me. For anyone that does watch this, that's an old member. That's what happened to me in 2024, where I had a bad year because psychologically, that's just gonna mess you up. And remember, at the same time, I have to worry what that's doing for my son. Imagine him being in a family unit with his mum and me for 14 years, 13, 14 years. And then all of a sudden it's just not there no more. Do you understand? Obviously, divorces happen. We've a lot of us have been through it. But yeah, it was like a divorce, is what I'm trying to say. So I had to deal with so many things. And psychologically, it was messing me up as well because as a man, you don't want to lose, if you care about your family, obviously, you don't want to lose your family. You're not trying to lose it. You understand? But whilst I'm trying to trade and do all of this, I'm losing my family at the same time. You know what I mean? It's what I told people when they're telling me, John, you're trying to charge me, John. Why? And I'm like, bruv, do you know what I've lost in the background in order to try and give these trades out every single time and to do this stuff? Understand? And it's not trading that caused it, but I will be very honest with you. Trading definitely was a part of it because I decided, obviously, we weren't having a great relationship. So I decided that I'm going to focus more on trading than building it. And it's not that I was told that, oh, stop trading and build the relationship. It was the relationship started to break down before, way before trading ever existed. Do you understand? But obviously, when you're not in a great relationship at the time, you just gotta let it go sometimes, people. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. You just gotta let it go, man. Because you're not gonna be able to focus. You're just not. And certain times I would blow accounts and stuff because maybe we had like disagreements, because again, it wasn't the best relationship at that time. You're not trading well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I've just had to get rid of that. But I'm in a beautiful space now. I did go through a messed up situation last year, but I'm in a beautiful space now. Look, I'm having steak dinners, steak lunches. I'm in a beautiful situation now. So, um, so yeah, like I said, obviously everything's part of growth. But that did cost me a year worth of trading, what happened before. That's what I'm saying. So people wouldn't have noticed that when it was in 2024. This is why I went through a lot of losses. I went through a lot. And I was able to self-reflect and say that wasn't me because it's never happened to me before. But it happened to me because, again, I'm just trying to figure out so much stuff. And you know what happens when you go into divorces? Like, stuff gets messy, bro. Like, people make decisions that they shouldn't be making. And you're just like, I'm not even talking about trading, I'm talking about in life. And you're just like, you're trying to argue with that decision, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And it's just, it just gets messy. So yeah, it definitely took a toll on my trading as well. So that's just a psychology segue for you guys and girls as well. That when you're going through stuff, you have to be careful when you're trading. Boom, boom, boom. But now things are better. Things are better. Yeah, gold don't look like it's going to be pushing today. I'm not going to lie to you people. It's making the 4 hour FEG, but you can see again, if it struggled a whole day just to break a 4 hour level, imagine how long it could struggle to break this level. And we're looking at a Friday breakout coming through. Obviously, I know it's still early in New York time, but for us in the UK, this is 3:25 p.m. So we've got like, what, how many hours left of the market? Say about 5, 6 hours, I believe, or something like that. I don't know how much orders they've got. The only things that usually break out so late like this is the indexes, US 30 and them lot. Let's go to SBS. They're the ones that, because obviously they run on stock market time, like most definitely. So just brought back up. Nope. So this was just a sell. So yeah, we're not seeing much movement. It's coming to the end of the month as well. So we're not seeing much movement. So we need to just be realistic with it. I'm not saying leave the gold trade. I'm just saying that it might not break out to next week. So just gotta leave it in it. But we tried. Well, hopefully everybody learned a lot from what I explained in this Zoom call. So literally, we're just waiting for it to break above this high here. But yeah, we'll leave it there, innit? Tomorrow's the end of the month, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I know February's got less days, so there you go. We're literally trying to trade. I've even forgot it's 28 days. We're literally trying to trade the last day of the month for a breakout entry all the way to ADR2. We're having a bit of a joke there, do you know what I mean, people? Literally having a joke. So there's no point of us trying to sit here thinking gold's going to do a massive buy. Like all the orders have been locked and sealed, is what I'm trying to tell you. All we're going to get now is probably little breakouts, consolidation. We might just get a slow break in this area, but I highly doubt we're going to get an aggressive move to this side. So again, it's just next week, but we'll reconvene next week anyway. Yeah. And we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's happening from Sunday market open. Hopefully we get a massive gap up buy, but at least I gave the trade out. You understand? No problem at all. So I'm going to love and leave you all. We'll leave it there. And it's about almost 2 hours in as well. But again, if you do want to get into this service, let me know, people. Let me know, message me. Let me know because this is what it will be. Like I said, you don't have to listen for every single thing, but maybe just have me on low in the background sometimes. Because obviously, they're going to be 3 hours each, the session. So it'll be London session traded. Then there'll be a break period. So I can have lunch and a break and whatever. And then I'll come back for New York session. And all the information, I can just message me and I'll message you all the information so you can read it. But yeah, I think it's definitely necessary. Just for the people that are in here now at the moment still, is this a better version of you getting Neo signals and Neo, or even just trading in better? Is this a better version compared to the group? And there's only 5 people at the moment. Yeah, yes. For anyone watching on YouTube, I'm still building. But is this a better version of it for you to understand trading in general? That's what I mean. John J said yes. I'll take it. Other people, because I've been asked a lot of times. Nick said yes as well. So there's other people that probably say yes as well. I get it. But a lot of times, people have asked me, "Can you live trade and show examples and all of this?" But this is the whole point of it. I'm holding myself even more accountable, even though I have been accountable with my trades. So I give out trades every week, literally. So if I was a crap trader or not a trader, people would be able to see that I'm just crap. So, but obviously now I'm giving you live demonstrations of trades. You understand? So boom, and all of the trades that do either win or loss, I'll be able to just cut these, clip these, and then put them onto YouTube. So I'm not going to be making long YouTube videos anymore. Obviously, this one I'll upload just so people can see what it's like, but I'm going to be making a long YouTube videos that will be like 5 to 10 minutes long, just showing a recap of these sessions. You know what I mean? All right, cool people. We'll leave it there anyway. Have a good weekend. Message me. I'm still in the group. Just message me in the group if you need me. All right, we'll leave it there because we can sit here all day waiting for it. It's starting to buy back up again. We can sit here all day. There's no point. We're in the trade now, so it's either going to win or lose. There's no point us stressing. It's just what it is, isn't it? Cool. Take care, people.